Is about building the resilience of people and community.
Mitigating the impact of shocks to vulnerable people.
Saving lives and achieving sustainable development for all people.
Anticipate, to understand the threats, and mainly to manage the risk.
It's about more people living long and happy and healthy lives.
Ensuring that people's livelihoods are stable and that they can build their lives and achieve their aspirations. We understand disaster. It's an event, it can be a catastrophe, but really the understanding of how risk is building up in all societies and what it's going to cost people and societies in the future is not yet sufficiently integrated in our thinking about today and tomorrow.
Over the past decade, not only for FAO, but for the entire development and humanitarian communities, disaster risk reduction and adaptation to climate change has become a top priority. For us in FAO, resilience, which includes disaster risk reduction, is now one of our top priorities and one of the 5 strategic objectives of the organization.
Disaster risk reduction will be integrated into the new Sustainable Development Agenda by ensuring that our goals and targets actually look at the 3 dimensions: the social, the economic, and the environmental. There'll be a number of strategies that we will be threading through with the targets that address mitigation and adaptation, but also ensuring that we have adequate resources, means of implementation, and technology to address the challenges that we have.
The enhanced focus on disaster risk reduction and resilience enables us to help countries cope with natural hazard risks and to build in as well this focus on resilience of households and communities to deal with those risks.
It's about really understanding the trends, knowing the data, getting our heads wrapped around the more recent responses we're seeing where countries are improving and being able to adjust their capacities to respond, and for us to invest in those capacities, both very locally but also the national institutions that have to sometimes year after year adjust to responding to disasters.
The United Nations has always been and will always be a special partner of countries in its DRR efforts in global mobilization awareness, in resource mobilization, capacity building, and in inviting everybody to be a participant in disaster risk reduction efforts.
When these disasters hit, it's often the poor, the marginalized that are the hardest hit and take most of the burden. The UN engagement at the country level is a strategic partnership with the local authorities at 2 levels. At the community level, because it's there where are the first responders that people need to have better schools, safer hospitals, and awareness about the risks. And at the central level, because you need a multi-sectoral platform to be able to better respond to disasters.
One is about really robust, trusted partnerships. It's about bringing more UN, non-UN, governments, non-state actors together. It will really test our endurance on partnerships and how far we're willing to go, how bold we can be. And then it's about public action. And that, I think, is where it stands, and whether the UN can and will and we must stand with the public as they deepen their own awareness and action to respond to DRR.
I The big opportunity for the UN is how to work in a much better integrated manner with our programs in our collaboration and support to countries, so that the UN's own strategies and policies are a reflection of how interlinked all these perspectives on sustainable development are, be they disasters, climate variability and instinct. It's fundamentally, of course, about people and people's lives.